Hi, everybody.
Hello.
We're noodle men now. Whoop, 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 whoop. Welcome to this episode of the Metal Waifu podcast. It's April, so we'd have eggs and shit and Easter stuff going on because Lord and Savior Jeebus Christ, you know.
I didn't put as much effort into this month, unfortunately.
Yeah,
There wasn't a lot of like super cute stuff like the other ones. It was like I have to buy like a whole Easter basket, and I was like,
Yeah. Also, in addition to our Easter themed shit, we also have nice frills in the back now because now we're all we're Disney now and make your wish come true. We got all
Disney.
where all the stars are at, you know. When you wish upon us. Don't.
But I was just gonna say the truth is that this was my birthday background, and I'm too lazy to take it down.
Oh, that's right. From your photos, I remember that.
Yeah.
The champagne flute. Yes, quite right. It's my birthday.
It was cranberry juice that was in there. I've exposed myself, but it really was. It was pomegranate cranberry juice.
Pomegranate. Now, see, that's still pinky up. You're getting pomegranate. Pomegranate ain't cheap.
Yeah,
It's a good mixer.
it was from Aldi.
Balling on a budget, okay? What do you want from us?
That's the motto I live my life by.
Yeah, 100%. Jujutsu Kaisen's the anime we're talking about today. There was no particular reason to why we chose it or whatever. I think it's just because it was the anime to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, also disclaimer with this, when I brought this up, we were sitting down, like mapping out the entire year. And at the time, there was not as many episodes. There's a full season, 24 episode season.
No.
We are only going to talk about the first 12, 13.
13. We have to,
I watched till 13 as well.
Yeah. We have to get to 13 because technically the first season doesn't fully end until 13. Because I was about to be on 12. I'm like, this is the only one. Oh, no, I got to keep watching it for reasons. But there was also another anime we were thinking about talking about, and this was technically the substitute, and that was the possibility of Promised Neverland Season 2. Uh-oh. It apparently bad.
Yeah, people are real upset.
Apparently people are upset about this second season, so I'm oh my god, I'm so upset, but whatever. I want to watch it just to understand. Like, I feel like I reiterated in the last episode when we talked about Promised Neverland, where I was worried that they were gonna like just unfold everything or whatever. Like they're gonna get rid of the mystique of it all and just kind of explain stuff. I think that's kind of what probably ended up happening. And apparently, the guys from the episode 10, there's no writer credited for it.
Yeah,
so
they don't want to put their own name on the freaking episodes.
Yeah. So maybe in the future we might venture and watch the second season and cry a little inside and question why God has abandoned us. But like.
Why have you left me,
right.
sir?
Hey, and of course we're questioning that, and the greatest month to do it is for April for Easter and shit. Anywho, so back on our main anime, Jujutsu Kaisen. Do you have a summary for us ready to go there, or should I
do?
All right. Bring it up.
So I pulled this straight from Viz, from their website. I'm going to hold it here because my mic is a little weirdly set up, so excuse me, I look like a weirdo. But yeah, well, first off, it's a Japanese manga series. It's written and illustrated by, I believe his name is Gegi?
Or
Gigi
or
Akutami?
Geji?
Akutami?
Or Geji?
Gegi? I don't know. I have never heard anybody say it, so of course I'm going to butcher all these names.
Yeah, it's fine.
Serialized. Oh yeah, it came out in Shonen Jump since March 2018. So.
Yeah, that was interesting when I found out it was on Shonen Jump for certain reasons, but yeah.
So there's 15 volumes. It's an adventure, action, dark fantasy, and also occult fiction is what it's typically genred as. But anyways, on to the synopsis. In a world where cursed spirits feed on unsuspecting humans, fragments of the legendary and feared demon Ryomen Sukuna. I almost said his name wrong. Jesus. Were lost and scattered about. Should any demon consume Sukuna's body parts, the power they gain could destroy the world as we know it. Fortunately, there exists a mysterious school of Jujutsu sorcerers who exist to protect the precarious existence of the living from the supernatural.
Which enters our character of Ichidori, Yuji Ichidori, I think his name is, or whatever,
Yeah.
who is the protagonist
Or
of this.
Itadori.
Itadori?
Itadori.
Itadori, okay, so Itadori, who is the main protagonist of this anime, who is said person who consumes said pieces, gets some powers
Fingers.
and fingers, yeah, of this curse. They're not called demons, they're called curses or whatever.
Yeah.
And he consumes the piece of it to save his friends from another curse, and shenanigans and adventure, traditional shonen adventure ensue. From episodes 1 to 13, we get introduced to some characters, the other jujutsu sorcerers, whom I am currently blanking on most of their names right now.
I mean, I guess it depends. So you have Megumi, or Megumi. Megumi, which is the guy with the hair.
Yeah, the black hair and everything
Yeah.
like that. Not Sasuke.
Yeah. Yeah, not Sasuke.
Not Sasuke.
He's got more spikes than Sasuke.
Yeah.
Big spikes. But then you have, what is it? Yeah, Kugasaki? Kugasaki?
Kugasaki is...
She's the girl in the group.
Yeah, she's...
And I'm the only I'm the only girl in your group. You should be thankful, or whatever
Oh,
she
yeah,
said when
yeah,
she
yeah.
first came around.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
bless.
Sassy. Snapped fingers and all.
But yeah, and then you have Satoru Gojo.
Gojo's not Kakashi?
Dude, his eyes are gorgeous.
Oh, they're very well drawn.
Jesus.
He got them baby blues, you know what I'm saying? He got them like looking at so, you know what I'm saying? Like get the so. So you have him. You have various other characters who are associated with the sorcerers and everything. There's the cast of characters in this anime is varied, and there's a lot of them, and there's a lot of people you kind of keep track of, but you're kind of introduced to them in various other ways. Like you're introduced like the second year students, isn't that what the one group where it's a literal panda is a character, and his name's Panda.
A literal panda.
An actual panda. A character who I forget his name, but his whole thing is that he can only speak in ramen recipes.
It's sushi ingredients.
Sushi ingredients. That's his character trait.
It's because his thing is that he speaks like his vocabulary is a curse. For him to avoid potentially using his cursed energy. I can't speak today.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, for him to avoid that, he chose the most simplest thing, which was talking in sushi ingredients.
So he's kind of like,
He says salmon a lot.
yeah, or like he's kind of like reverse. He's like a verbal Cyclops, because Cyclops has to always wear like shades and stuff to make sure he doesn't blast people off, so he can't. That's weird. And then there's the one girl with the green hair and all that. And
Oh yeah, the one that uses the cursed weapons or tools or whatever they call them.
yeah. Well, it's, the one girl, there's a lot of characters in this fucking anime.
I think I have them. I have them here. I didn't write them all down physically. But
Yeah, you should be happy you have a girl in your group. Girl has hammer and nails and all that stuff and everything, which is kind of neat. I like that concept or whatever.
Yeah.
Business casual sorcerer has a fucking meat cleaver, which I dug him as a character. But so like
Maki. That's the girl that uses the tools.
And
Yeah,
she
so
has-
you also have the Tokyo prefecture and then the Kyoto prefecture.
So like the whole
Whole nother school.
yeah, so here's how the anime kind of unfolds out, right? So you're introduced to Itadori. There's no ch. There's just Itadori. You're introduced to Itadori, and you're introduced to him as a high school student who is a part of this occult club, which you forget about the occult club too, with all those kids and everything, all those high school students. And he's part of this occult club because he's kind of into it, but it's also because he's trying to get out of not doing like sports, because he's
overpowered.
yeah, he's showing boy, like he's like
He's just your normal kid, but he's got ridiculous
Normal?
everything, strength,
Yeah,
speed,
yeah.
everything.
he's just a normal teenager trying to live a normal life, except for he's dumb, stupid, powerful in multiple other ways. But why is that?
We don't know.
Fuck you. I don't fucking know, because anime. So you're introducing him as a character, and he introduces him with this occult club group who they are. There's an incident with the rugby team that they all get like sick or whatever, and they're like chalking it up to ticks or whatever on the field or whatever. But they think that there is a curse at the school. So you're like, oh, well, you don't know if it's serious or not. And then you get introduced to not Sasuke, Megumi, who is at the school investigating stuff. So you find out that there is actually a serious thing going on. And Itadori also has a thing with his grandfather who's dying basically. And he's trying to like basically make Itadori like, it seems like his grandfather was definitely like a bitter kind of guy. Like definitely seemed like he laments that he didn't like have enough friends around in his life or whatever. The only person that when his grandfather does die in the first episode, so it's not really like real spoilers. When your grandfather does die, he basically the only person that's there at his side is Itadori, and so like he kind of laments to him like, hey, Raya is about to die. Like be around people, have friends, and all that kind of stuff.
Like the most convenient death. He says everything he needs to and then just dies.
Yeah, he just eats. He just eats it.
Goodbye.
Yeah, cool, right? Character, bye. You're in the intro, like maybe as like a main character, but you're just dead. I will say the intro to this anime is pretty poppin'.
Yeah,
it's pretty poppin'.
The new one is really good too.
Right. I didn't get to the second season yet, but everything kind of unfolds in the first episode and kind of gives you a general idea of what's going on in terms of that. And by the first episode, I'm already kind of like, how did you feel at the end of like the first episode? Like what kind of feelings did you have like as you were kind of going through it?
I mean, I was pretty hooked like right off the bat, which is not maybe the most typical thing for me. I mean, it's definitely something that I would watch and gravitate towards. But I wasn't 100% sold on it initially.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, after the first episode, I think there was enough that it at least, like, there wasn't, it wasn't this crazy grand, like, first episode, but I feel like there was enough that I was like, I could watch the second one and see, like, what the next step is here.
Yeah. So for me, like, kind of going into it, like, after, like, the first episode, I was already kind of, like, analyzing it from the point of having watched anime for long enough and like kind of falling out of it and then kind of coming back into it. The first episode I was already kind of like analyzing it for the things that it's trying to do. Like I was already like, okay, so this the cursed first problem I have with this anime. Jesus fucking Christ. It explains it tries to give you a bunch of information and tries to it has like interest, like it tries to have interesting lore, right? Like has like all these rules and all the different grades for the curses or whatever. But like for me, it felt like it was just like, here's all this stuff, but it's not like, it didn't really like get me enough to where I was like, okay, I feel like you're invested time into this whole thing or whatever. Because they talk about the grades, right? The curse grades, and they're like, oh, hey, here's what all the curses mean, and they're
It's like right in the middle of a fight too.
Oh, they do that. Oh, they do that at one point. I was about to fucking throw my phone. But no, like it was right before they were gonna go deal with the one cursed, the special grade curse or whatever. And the guy goes over the grades, and he like gives the explanation of, like, here's what each of the grades equate to. Like grade 4 is like, oh, you could probably kill with a handgun. Grade 3 is like, they basically like. At certain points, I was just trying to figure out if this is like parody in the way certain things were kind of handled, because it's lore and its story. They want you to be into it, but there's a lot of points where I'm kind of like, this feels kind of loose. Like this feels like there's details you want to explain to me and show me, but the way you're explaining it is wordy but not really interesting to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I mean, I really didn't even pay attention to that grade part. I was just kind of like, okay, I don't give a damn. But
that's just it. Like, that's just it. Like, I'm sitting there just like, the action stops at points, and they're just like they'll start explaining stuff, and it's incredibly tropey when they start like in the middle of a fight, or like they're just having a scene where they're talking and they're talking about like the different things about curses, but why this curse different? Like, well, it's because of this. I'm like, okay, cool, or whatever. And like, well, wait, but wouldn't you just tell me? Like, well, technically, I'm just like, stop. Do something. just give us enough information to where you can, like, here's the thing. I already like a lot of the concepts about the show, right? It's kind of horror in certain aspects, and then other times it goes to more of a shonen, but like that's whatever, it's fine. The comedy, oddly enough, quirky.
I love it.
Oh yeah, no, like some of the comedy's like spot on, and I'm like, this is funny or whatever. Sometimes I think it kind of muddles the tone a little bit. Like sometimes I think it's kind of it takes, there's certain points where it takes you out of like horror and it does like a joke here, and I'm just like, I don't know how I feel about that. It happened during.
Well, I think it's because they're not trying to be horror.
Yeah, well, I mean, you write like kind of the description or whatever. At certain points, like it varies, right? And I understand like at certain points they want to try and cut the tension, maybe a joke or whatever. But sometimes it didn't really land as well with me. Excuse me. My stomach is asking for food. Feed me, Seymour. But oh God, where was I going? Oh, so sometimes it felt a little off, but like I enjoyed some of the jokes and everything like that. And there's a lot of things that that kind of led me to believe that there was some parody to it, where there was some like parody to like the show and stuff, but it treats a lot of like the tropey stuff kind of serious enough to where I wasn't sure. And
I don't really think it is. I don't think any of it's like trying to parody. I think it's literally just like a choice of breaking tension in random places or just like having a comedic relief moment.
well, yeah, not the comedy parts. Like the comedy parts are fine. I'm more referring to like the when there's moments where they're trying to explain the mechanics of how things are going on and how everything's kind of working. There's a kind of a ridiculousness to it, which I'm fine with, like, sure, but like I wasn't sure if they were trying to tell me if it's serious or if they're trying to be like making fun of it, kind of. It was a little off for me.
I don't know. It could. I feel like that's just how he wrote it. He just wrote it with like a lot of wordiness because the characters in general, they talk a lot. They have like a lot of detail to say, a lot of detail about their backstories, a lot of detail in everything. I think it's just a matter of a writer that's like maybe a little too detailed.
Yeah, well, the details are kind of like. Right, because it feels like he has a lot of detail he wants to he feels like he has a lot of detail he wants to show, but then when he's telling me about the detail, I'm not getting a lot out of it. Like Itadori as a character, his whole angle is dealing with the death of his grandfather, right? Like his whole thing is trying to understand what death means to him, because he has his whole
he wants to die the way that he wants to die. He wants to
die the way he wants to die. He doesn't want to kill anyone because he feels like he doesn't deserve to kill anyone.
No.
Like it's not up to him to have to kill somebody and everything like that. And there's certain character aspects here and there where I like his whole angle on death is interesting. But then like you get the whole thing where he's already kind of busted, and like it feels like there's not like a real struggle with him. His struggle kind of comes with his grandfather dying. That's it. Everything else is just kind of like happenstance and kind of is just given to him. Like, ooh, you have this demon you have to deal with now, but you're busted overpower even 10 times more. And my comparisons with him, his relationship with him and whatever the demon's name is, cursed thing is, not demon.
Oh, Sukuna?
Sukuna.
Yeah.
His relationship with him and Sukuna is more of a like a darker, more malevolent version of like Yugi and Yama Yugi, right?
Well, Itadori's literally a vessel, and that's how he's being treated by even the other sorcerers.
Yeah.
He's just a vessel to hold on to it. That way they could get rid of the damn thing.
Yeah, he's basically kind of just being used as an object, which is an interesting angle for him.
We didn't explain that part of the storyline, that like Gojo is the one that finds him, and like, well, yeah, because it's Megumi witnesses him actually eat the finger the first
Yeah.
time, and then Gojo shows up to like end everything because he is the most powerful sorcerer and everything. And then the elders, are they called the elders or were they called something else? The higher something?
I don't know.
But so it's supposed to be like the top people that are in like this sorcerer hierarchy. They wanted to just straight up kill Itadori because they did not know if he could be able to control Sukuna and if this was going to like backfire in their face. But Gojo convinced them, hey, if we get him to just eat all of the fingers and then we could just kill him, the curse is gone.
Yeah, basically the character's choice, Itadori's choice is either die then, like die then and there, so they don't have to deal with him, or they help him. He helps them eat all the parts of the cursed, live for a bit longer, and then they kill him because obviously they just want to get rid of him and everything like that and get rid of the demon. Which his character is then going through he's trying to find a way throughout the first 13 episodes to not have that happen to him and find a way to not only accomplish the task at hand but also to still live afterwards. And so there is that semblance of struggle and all of that. And I do like I will say I do like the dynamic between the two, because in certain ways Itadori like subverts the way of getting certain things done with the curse. Why am I blanking on his name like multiple times? Sakuna Matata. Sakuna Matata. There you go. Sakuna Matata. There you go. Itadori and Sakuna's relationship goes either between Itadori finding a way to have Sukuna inadvertently help him with things, or Sukuna just the entire time trying to get one over Itadori because he's this cursed being that wants to. He's not a cursed. He is a jujitsu sorcerer who's basically become like a curse or something like that. Like he's higher up or whatever. Like he's
he's described, he's actually a demon. Like he's supposed to be this like real high powered demon that like nobody can touch. And
right.
He was around because he had 4 arms.
Yeah, he got 4 arms.
But yeah, so I don't think he was technically a curse. Well, he might have been a curse. I don't know. I don't know his full. I was kind of confused.
Yeah.
Let's
Okay.
see what it says.
Okay. So, I here's my thing. So like you can look it up real quick. I'll say this as a caveat to if somebody's watching this and going like, well, they just didn't pay attention at all. I did. I tried. But I will say that when we found out that there was an English dub on Crunchyroll, I was like, "Oh, dope! There's an English dub," because every other anime we watched since doing this podcast has been Japanese only. So we had to watch with subtitles. So that means that we've had to like sit and watch the anime because we have to read what's going on and everything. And so the last one we did was Vinland Saga, and we had to sit down and we watched the whole thing. Whereas like with Jujutsu Kaisen, it's dubbed. So I was like, oh, cool. So I can, do maybe 1 or 2 other things while I'm doing that. I painted a bunch of my Warhammer models. They looked dope and cream fresh or whatever. So, like, I was doing other things while watching it. But even then, like, there were certain times where, like, it just gets it got a little bogged down as I'm, like, sitting there painting stuff, like I can hear as I'm like paying attention and kind of like listening and everything, and they're just like, wait, what? But I told you thought this thing was like this or whatever. Like, well, technically, I'm like, oh god, here they go again. Here I go again.
So from what I'm finding, so he's a mighty curse spirit known as the undisputed king of curses. But I didn't know this part. Sukuna from Jujutsu Kaisen is actually based on the same named spirit/person from Japanese legends, Ryomen Sukuna, which is it's just literally a direct. He belonged to the Hida province in ancient Japan. He was described as a man of stupendous strength and was sharp-witted. One theory suggests that he was an enemy of the king and was a threat to humans.
Huh.
So
that's cool.
So this stuff is history. Based in like actual lore.
I figure that as much because they're definitely like in certain parts, I was like, this has to be based at least maybe a little bit on something, because there's also like there are certain things that were repeated in other anime that dealt with occult stuff too. So I'm assuming there's like carryover into like certain things. Like I think Shinigami is mentioned at some point. So I was like, okay, so that's clearly something referred to in other things besides just Death Note or whatever. So it's probably just a general Japanese thing.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming there was some little research done here and there. Another thing about the show too that definitely like, here's the other thing I understand about the show too is that it is a shonen. So in terms of the stuff we have watched previously, where there is clearly a stop point and an end point during the season, we only watched the first 13 episodes. But you said that when we like that first season was the first like 12 to 13, right? Like that was
the first season is 24 episodes
it's
long.
the first.
Yeah,
But
the season finale is just coming out. It's
okay.
24 in total. That was what I was saying when we decided, or when I brought up let's do this. There was only 12 out on Crunchyroll. I didn't realize that they were continuing to come out.
Okay. Was there like a break in between or whatever? Because I felt like when I looked at it at one point, like it had been a hot minute since any new episode came out.
I mean, I think there might have been like a break when the New Year's episode came out. They might have taken like a short break because of the holidays, and that's about it.
That probably explains why that went through. Okay, all right, that makes more sense. So we're probably okay. Because I was gonna say like between like the first like 13 episodes, like they didn't give a lot of like they gave enough. I mean, some time to a lot of the characters in the show. But there definitely seems like at certain points where you're just like, okay, are we gonna go? No, we're doing these characters now. Okay, all right, cool. Well, let's give them a little time. Like, oh, we're done with them. Okay, what about this? Oh, okay.
Well, it's like
All right.
all of everything that was leading up into these first 13 episodes, the most you get about all the other sorcerers is it's all about this exchange event. So we're not there yet. That's like the biggest thing going on in their life. And then Itadori died, and Gojo had it covered up because he wanted the elders to like not know about him, and he wanted to use him because hello.
Hello.
So Gojo's been working and training him so he can control his cursed energy better and like just kind of understand the position he's in. But now he's going out and fighting all the time, and like so you're following this, which is all the fights and all these other new curses that you run into, but the rest of the sorcerers are not involved because they're just at school, like doing their thing.
Yeah, they're doing like challenges, like they're doing like basically prepping for the not Chunin exams. I mean the whatever exams they're called.
Yeah. And then the freaking and then it's what it was episode 13 was when they finally revealed to all the sorcerers that Itadori was not dead.
Well, yeah, and so like. That's the whole thing too. Is like you get enough, like they'll cut back to them every once in a while, to
They just viciously fight with each other.
well, oh yeah.
What is with Homeboy and his sexualness?
What?
Big Homeboy and all of the sex talk. I was like, what?
I was literally sitting on my. I was literally in the middle of like putting like some touches on this one model, and I was like, I almost like dropped my paintbrush and I was like, what the fuck?
It was so left field. Like
Steve.
he's like, I'm mad because of your choice in women, and I'm like,
no. What was the? He was like, I like redheaded women with big butts or some shit.
He was like, why wouldn't you want a woman with like giant tits and stuff? And like he had all sorts of things to say. I was like,
she got harassy real quick.
yeah, and then like they decided to show like a couple women that I guess fit in that preference, and I'm like, this is weird. What are we doing?
And then his one thing where he's like was it like an anime idol or some shit like that, where he's like at her like meet and greet.
Yeah, he's got his ticket for his handshake. Because that's what they do in Japan. It's handshake events, not meet and greets. Handshakes.
I'm assuming that's a real thing.
Yeah, I told you this. It literally, like, that's an actual thing. You do handshakes.
Yeah.
It happens more often with young Japanese female idol groups. We ain't gonna talk about that though. But yeah, it does happen with anybody.
If the anime is giving us a reason why they probably do that, is for fuckers like that guy. I was like. I'm just assuming later in the anime they probably get a little more like sympathetic towards the guy, but like, his introduction was steep.
He's awful. Like, I hate him right now. I'm like,
Yeah.
this man, and I also hate the girl's sister.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I forgot her name now.
Yeah. Too many fucking characters, right?
Yeah, there really is.
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay, so no, that girl is Maki is the one that uses the tools. They're twin sisters.
Yeah, they're twins.
Maki's cool, whatever. My God, she
My God.
my God, she shot a homegirl multiple like, in which they didn't like show any of that. They just show her laying on the ground with like bullet holes in her tracksuit. And I'm like, and then she like grabbed her and stuck the gun against her abdomen. I'm like, what? I thought, aren't you all supposed to be on the same team here? I'm so confused by this rivalry. I don't understand it.
I don't either. I'm assuming if you watch the rest of the series, because the next episode right after 13 is they go into the exams or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm sure they give you this whole detailed thing where one dude in one school got his shoe pissed on by some other guy, and then he fucking went to go scrap with him, and then he, called his mother a whore, and then they were just like, wow, a whore, a cheap harlot, and then one grabbed a glove and slapped the other with the glove. He's like, oh, why I do declare you have disrespected me. Why I say, oh boy, give me a good scrap, and they start
scrapping.
Yeah, and then for millennia, the two schools have been rivals to each other because some dude pissed on another dude.
So the guy that we were talking about is Toto.
Toto.
Forgot his name.
Africa?
No, well, it's Aoi. Aoi. I'm never going to be able to pronounce that name right. Aoi.
Aioli?
No, stop. You did that last time, too.
I did.
Yes, because it was during the Gazette episode. My God. But yes, him. He's a third-year sorcerer of Kyoto Prefectural Jujutsu High School. That's the longest title of a school I've ever heard. He's incredibly strong in hand-to-hand combat, being able to defeat 5 Grade 1 cursed spirits and 1 special grade during an attack in Kyoto.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
He can apply a flash coating of cursed energy to his body for defense. Toto also dislikes anything that is boring due to his mundane past as a result of his incredible strength. I don't understand. He sounds like the worst.
He sounds like he doesn't even sound like a fun Chad. He just sounds like
it's just awful.
Yeah, he's just like, ugh.
It's that God. Chad that's at the party just like taking beer cans and smashing them against his head, and he thinks that's a personality trait.
Oh, yeah. He's the equivalent of the chick who fucking has my favorite show is The Office on their Tinder profile. It's just the same person. That's all. That's my personality traits are things I like. That's my personality trait.
That's all I got.
That's all I got. Fresh out.
Fresh out.
Fresh
out of interest.
Yeah, it's weird.
I'm like looking through the other students because I did not take the time to learn any of their names because they all got introduced so fast all at once, and you were like,
you got no time to fucking pay attention to any of them.
Yeah, like the only reason I remembered the main 3 is because at least you got an episode where it was just them.
So I think how this anime structured itself is that it wants you to. One, here's the main thing about this anime. It's very nicely animated. Mm-hmm. It is a nice looking anime.
Oh yeah.
And I do like I like the designs of the curses, except for the fact that I just realized that a lot of them are just like, they look like the Ojamas from Yu-Gi-Oh!
They do. They really do.
They fucking do.
I didn't even think about
the
that.
Ojama trio, just like all wearing their swimsuits and shit. Hold on, I'm looking at the Pajama Trio real quick. Isn't one of them wearing fucking frilly pants and shit?
Well, there's a bunch of them now.
Oh yeah,
if you play Duel Links, they put out more of them in different colors.
Yeah, because Yu-Gi-Oh's fucking wild. But yeah, I like the designs and everything along those lines. But I forgot how fucking derpy these guys look.
They're so ugly with their giant mouths. Giant mouth. Oh God, it's horrendous. That yellow one forever haunts me.
Oh my
It's haunted me since I was a child.
They look like they took the characters from All Real Monsters, but made them like unappealing.
I know. Like, it is just
hot
nightmare fuel.
Just dude with the tongue's looking to have a good time.
Oh, God. Anytime those come up, because I play Duel Links, I love Duel Links, but anytime they come up, because they're real basic cards that you can get for free a lot when you get little, you get like these little tickets that allow you to get like a rare card or an ultra rare, and you get to pick from like this group, and they always put them freaking things, and I'm like, I will never put these in my ticket. I never.
Dude,
They won't even be in my library.
I will download Duel Links and just play Ojamas to piss you off.
God, it's weird. I don't even think you can do anything with them anymore. How overpowered a lot of cards are.
Oh,
but,
it's Yu-Gi-Oh. It's
XYZ summons and shit.
Yeah.
Don't understand.
You're telling me this. I played Yu-Gi-Oh back when it first fucking came out. Fusions were the thing, and then
I
all
know.
of a sudden they're just like a synchro and then an XY and a blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I stopped after GX because GX was a bop. All right,
yeah.
like GX, my boy Jay, fucking first line in that goddamn TV series when they show up to like do like the session or whatever. I have a PhD in dueling. That dude has that on his Tinder profile. Excuse me, like that dude opens up the date with I have a PhD in dueling. That dude's fucking. By the way, voice actor Goku. He goes to that range and it just fucking.
Oh my God.
He kicks down the bedroom door as you await with bated breath. I have a PhD in dueling.
I need you to chill. Jesus. Not the PhD. Oh my God. I think Nick's dying.
No, because we were watching it with a bunch of my buddies. We were watching Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, because you do. And we were watching it with a bunch of our buddies who play like Magic the Gathering stuff, but they also played Yu-Gi-Oh! And we're going back to our childhoods. And we had completely forgotten that was a line that was said in that show because it was a 4Kids animated. So there was some questionable stuff to begin with. And dude, when he said that line, we all lost our minds. We all broke down. It's like whoever does not put that in their Tinder profile immediately, no longer part of a friend group. Get out of here.
Oh my God.
Get out.
So I also found this other thing about Sukuna, just like thing.
Back to our anime.
Oh yeah, that thing.
Yeah.
He was a vengeful spirit of a sorcerer from the prime era of Jujutsu.
The prime era.
I don't know what that means, but yeah. This is according to legend.
The legend.
He's all legend.
Legend. He's yeah.
Can we talk about for a second? So
Okay.
we get into, since we were talking about the way that these curses look.
I
have a lot of things to say about certain ones, but when we get to oh my God, I just forgot his name. The kid that is being like manipulated by Mahito.
Yeah, I liked his
them.
character, by the way. Except for he started off pretty incel in the beginning.
Oh my God, I know.
It's just but they're just do that. I'm like, come on, man.
But can we just talk about when he changed him into a curse, how it looked like Dog Girl from Full Metal?
He's like Ojama Dog.
Like they left his. That's the only curse that had hair. The only curse that had.
They needed you to know that was his character.
But I literally, that was the first thing that popped in my head. I was like, what sort of Full Metal Alchemist did we just?
He looked like if Sasuke and Psyduck had unfortunate sex with each other.
Like Alolan Psyduck, so he's blue.
No, I'm sorry, not Psyduck. It would be fucking. Oh God, what's his evolution?
Oh, Golduck?
Golduck, yeah, because nobody knows. Nobody gives a fuck about Golduck, but he's blue, so it fits in.
They have a shiny Psyduck that's blue.
Abu Di.
I hate you. Dear God. And copyright.
Dude, I'm so fucking sweaty right now.
Why?
I'm laughing too hard.
Take a breath.
I can't.
I know you're so red right now. Like your whole head is.
I know.
Your arm, having your arm up there, it's such a drastic contrast because you're so pale and then you're just red.
Oh God, I was sunburned from this one trip I went on for camping and everything like that, and it was rough. I looked like a red hot, like it was rough. Yeah,
Spicy.
More like skin.
The skin is spicy.
More like peeling. Fucking
With that zest.
red pepper flakes on my fucking scalp. What the fuck's wrong with you? Fucking,
I'm so tired.
let me get that skin.
No.
Never again.
Oh my god. That's some curse right there.
That's some cursed energy
That's
I've
some
ever
cursed energy. Oh, dear God. Anyways,
There's nothing to talk about this fucking anime.
I know there isn't really a lot going on because
No,
the fight with Mahito like lasted what two episodes?
No,
or
was it
3?
two?
I don't know. He was in a lot of episodes. Like once he was introduced, he stayed.
Oh yeah,
Like,
fucking his character arc is basic. Well, first off, he's a curse, so like he's basically not a person. But his character, his villain reasoning is basically he's just a nihilist.
yeah.
Like no, people don't have hearts; they have souls. They don't have hearts. I'm like
Shape of your soul.
shape of your soul.
You
like
can see the shape of my
he's
soul.
dude. Speaking of Yu-Gi-Oh, that guy is mono Maximilian Pegasus vibes.
Oh,
He's suspect.
He really is.
He was back to Naruto comparisons. He's like Orochimaru, fucking also suspect. Like he's basically like trying to groom fucking homeboy. He's just like, yes, I'll try to show you the ways to kill your friends and stuff. Look at my stitching.
This says he's a high-grade humanoid curse born from human hatred whose goal is to exterminate the human race. He is sadistic, immature, and loves to play with human emotions even when his life is in danger.
Yeah.
There's a lot more to that too, but Jesus.
Yeah.
But yeah, and that's like his whole thing. Like you form your physical appearance around the shape of your soul, so that means that your body part could be blasted off, but it doesn't matter because you're not connected to a heart, you're connected to your soul.
Your soul. Which then he's the one kid has problems with that because like if nobody has hearts, then nobody cares about us. And then why? Fucking. How could this happen to me?
What's the issue with his mom?
She's an alcoholic.
Oh, is that it? Okay, that's what I thought. And I was like, why is this such a big deal?
I think that's what it was going through because they're trying to talk about the films and stuff and everything like that. And she's she's basically she has like the smoking problem. Like I told you not to smoke around, or Mom, I told you to stop smoking. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know to smoke around you. I'm like, man, you just said that sideways. She told him that she doesn't smoke around him, but she probably smokes 10 packs a day behind him or whatever, and then she was drinking when they were hanging out.
Yeah,
so it alluded to the fact that she may have she has like some addiction issues or something like that. Or
whatever.
Doesn't matter.
That's what I was guessing, but at the same time, I was like, man, he's like really hurt. Like, did she abuse him and like they're hiding it? Like, what happened? Hello?
Yeah, no. We're talking about like the bumps and all that stuff and everything like that on the side of his head, or
Well, no, I'm just talking about like him, like when Itadori like has him just stop and like tell me what happened to you. Like that's such a dramatic, like hefty moment that I was like, man, we're about to find out some shit, and then we find out nothing. I'm like,
oh yeah. Well, no, he basically explained to him that his mom got killed by the fucking curse or whatever. Because
he did.
Damn, I remember that part. Oh. Yeah, she died because I guess there was a.
Oh, yeah. Okay, never mind. Sorry, my brain isn't working.
Well,
today.
no, that's fine because
so
it happens and they don't show anything or whatever. Like they show the demon behind or whatever. And again, she's in there for like what, one episode, and then she gets fucking killed off. Like, oh, feel bad now. You're like, well, fuck. I barely knew her. I guess I kind of feel bad for the kid, but like Jesus, like you don't give us like slow build characters and like build some stuff and everything like that. Like,
Yeah, that's
decrease your cast down, introduce some. You can introduce characters next season. It's fine. Let us breathe for a second, dude. Don't give us.
I'm kind of curious because it's the manga is 15 volumes, and I'm curious if there's a case of trying to fit all 15 and all the details into as little as episode. Because I don't know if they've said there's going to be a season 2. I don't know.
Oh, it's apparently getting a lot of. It's apparently like.
Oh, people love this.
Oh yeah. Well, it's also it's.
Let's see if
Anime,
it is.
not to insult anyone or whatever or anything along those lines, but anime fans aren't really picky sometimes. Or some of the shit I've seen them watch or whatever. I'm just kind of like, this is like the same thing as like this has bleach all over it. This has bleach all over it. You can't get the bleach out. You fucking need to hit it with some shit.
So there is a season 2. It says renewal, release date, and movie rumors. So
okay. There's Bleach all over this. There's Naruto all over this. There's Yu-Gi-Oh a bit. Like it for me, like a lot of the stuff that's going on is a smattering of other things that I've already seen, and like I actually wanted to look up some stuff on the hero's journey, the baseline concept of that story throughout history, where it's the same story retold with the same beats over and over again, but the way they're told and the way it's different determines whether or not it's told well or not. Star Wars is the hero's journey. Lord of the Rings is the hero's journey. Harry Potter's the hero's journey. You get a lot of those. It's a lot of it's the same story. Like a single character with a gift or item or stuff like that goes on a fantastical journey. Generally, they're a normal person, but they have to become a hero in some way. Ever since Dragon Ball, and maybe a little bit before that, maybe like Astro Boy or whatever, shonen anime is mostly just all hero's journey. It's all that same concept of there is a character who is normal, there is a character who is comes across a gift, or they're sometimes in some shonens now they're already busted, like in this one where they're just like they don't have any like physical issues or whatever, and those same stories get repeated over and over again. But in anime, in certain ways, how I feel about it, it can be told decently. Like I'm never going to. I'll probably at some point watch My Hero Academia, but like apparently that's told very well, and I'll give it a shot at some point in my life. But like,
you want to talk about a cast of characters? Jesus.
Oh my god. But yeah. Well, I don't think we'll ever talk about My Hero Academia in terms of a review fashion because we don't want to touch that stuff. In terms of
crazy.
You're fucking nuts, dude.
You're crazy.
You know, nah, fresh out, fam. You get the no. Y'all simping for the frog chick. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but you're all about the frog chick, all right? That's all I know.
Froppy, something.
I don't.
Whatever her name is.
There's a frog chick. There's a pink demon chick that people like
There's an
simp
invisible
over.
chick.
There's a dude, oh my.
Did you see that somebody made a body pillow of her?
Is it
So
just-
it's her invisible, so it's just a school uniform, and then the other side is just blank. I was like, that's kind of incredible, though.
That's fucking amazing. I thought you said it was just gonna be like a pillow. Like it was just a pillowcase.
I mean, yeah.
And they sold it as, dude, be the guy at an anime convention when we get back to those that sells that character's body pillow, and it's just a plain white pillowcase.
They're like, yeah, no, she's on it.
And she's on it, $50. And then there's gonna be one guy who's gonna be like, oh yeah, I love that character. Oh, whatever character name San. Oh. God damn it. There's the bunny chick, which that one guy, the fifth Raikage or whatever talks about, whatever. Like, y'all wild and crazy.
Yeah.
Anywho, back to that. Like, anime seems to be very guilty of falling back into its tropes and having some semblance of originality come out of it. And so a lot of stuff does get a bit samey. And I think that was another issue I have with this anime too, was that there was a lot of things that I've already seen that I no Kami beard hair, excuse me. Yeah. There you go. It's a luscious beard, but it has me some problems. It gives me some trouble sometimes. But it has its wants to try and do something different, but I've seen a bunch of this stuff a million times before in other animes. To which then at that point, why don't I just watch that anime instead? Like I get it. Like it's hard to be creative, especially when basically everyone says everything's been created and there's nothing original anymore.
No.
That's not the case. Like you can just take that hero's journey story and tell it in a different way and make it new, make it interesting, add a little thing here and there or whatever, and make it work. But for me, like there was too much. I don't want to say plagiarism because that's a little aggressive. Yeah. But like there were some similarities to other animes that I'd already seen, and I was just kind of like whatever. Like I couldn't fully get completely invested by the last episode on wanting to continue the series.
No, I mean there's definitely some little things that I really like. I found it really interesting with oh God, what's his name? Hold on. It's oh my God, it's right on the tip of my tongue. The dude with the little the tiny little glasses.
Oh, the corporate sorcerer.
Yo, what is his name though?
Oh! It was right on the tip of my tongue too. It's like it's in a Y.
Wait.
It's
faculty and staff.
Oh, I have a
Nanami. Wait.
Not Nanami. Yeah. Not Nanami. Yeah, Nanami.
Nanami.
That's his name.
Nanami. It's Nanami.
Nanami.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kento Nanami. Yeah, him. I found it really interesting when he was fighting and he kept talking about you're gonna make me work into overtime, and then his cursed energy kicks in, like on a different level. I was like,
that's kind of cute.
That's kind of fun.
That's cute, except for the fact that in the middle of the last fucking Naruto was guilty of this, and I stopped basically watching that anime, and basically everyone else just tells me what happens in Naruto, and that's how I live. Yeah, I stopped watching Naruto because in the middle of the fucking Chunin, like the last fight in the Chunin exams where it's fucking Naruto and Sasuke, and you get that fucking dope ass animated fight where they're at the waterfall. It's
so cool.
Best animation I'd seen in years. I don't give a fuck about Itachi. I don't give a fuck about Sharingan eyes and shit, you Chia Clan head ass. Why are we taking 2 episodes in the middle of this fight that's about to fucking happen to be like, oh, my family's dead? You have a better way of fucking giving that kind of character development in other shows. Fucking Avatar: The Last Airbender. Don't tell me it's not an anime. I don't give a fuck. It's a good show. Zuko, when he goes to the village to try and help them and everything, and it cuts to his childhood and the reason why he's like his character's going into development. It's a Zuko episode, right? There's no other characters involved. It's just all about him. But it's so well done, and it gives you the progression of the character through the present and in the past. And at the end, the village finds out who he is and banishes him because he's part of the Fire Nation, even though he's trying to be a better person. Beautiful way of explaining this character's background. It's a filler episode, sure. It doesn't actually progress the plot in terms of the overall narrative, but it gives you a better understanding of why Zuko had started off as a jerk piece of shit character, and by the end of it becomes a better person by everything else that happens. Anime, stop fucking giving character development in the middle of fucking fights, because it happens at the end of the of the season where Corporate Boy is in the middle of that domain expansion thing that Midori fucking puts up and shit. Midori, whatever. Mojito.
No.
Get a mojito? His name's Mojito. Mojito gets the mint, the lime. Mojito.
It's an MA.
Mojito. His name's Mojito now. I can't not say it anymore. Yeah, if
Would you like a sprig of mint?
Would you like a sprig of mint? A little squeeze of lime. Yes. Little simple syrup.
Let me muddle that for you.
Let me subtly muddle that mint for you. Yes, quite right.
Dear God.
Let me make my fucking point.
Yes.
Okay. When he's in the middle of the fucking... I'm telling that more to myself, not to you. I'm sorry. I was reaching out like that.
I was like, what the fuck? I was like, who touched me?
Sorry, don't laugh at the mic.
Just explodes my capsule
I know.
all the time.
I know. But when they're in the middle of the fucking fight, it's like going down, and then we get to cut to his past where it's fucking boring. We had to explain.
He works a 9 to 5.
He works a 9 to 5 job, and I'm like...
And stocks.
Yeah, and he was a sorcerer and then got out of it because he's like, I need to make money because he's money, money, money. He's basically Mr. Krabs.
I
but
know.
like,
He's like, I can't do anything without money. I can't live
Money.
without money. What am I
Money.
going to do without money? There's literally a whole monologue of him. Just every single sentence ends with money, and I'm like, we get it.
Yeah, we get it. We understand. And then he like has to deal with this one chick who's, I got such this weight on my shoulder, and it's just a curse just hanging out, just like, yeah, what's yeah, I'm giving her a bad shoulder posture. What you expect? Scrap? Throw hands. And then he fucking kills the spirit, and like it gives you like this neat little thing about his character's past. I don't mind it in terms of like character development, but fuck, man, stop trying to like cut it into the middle of action because it kills the pacing.
I know.
It fucking kills it. You only have half an hour. Like, there's other ways. Like, you could have been showing how fucking Homeboy gets. Like, he probably could have like done like the got on top of the roof and fucking slammed down and do like a cool animation thing or whatever. But no, instead you got to be like, hold on, stop. You're having too much fun. Character development. No, get action. Action. That's what I want. That's what I want to see. Anime, stop doing that shit.
Well, I even love when Itadori breaks through it and he has this entire explanation monologue of like how he could do it. He's like, because they're meant for you to stay in and not, or like you're meant to be inside and not get out. They don't expect that people would be on the outside that would crash
Look
through,
right
so
there.
it's weaker on the outside but strong on the inside. And we were like, dude, we get it.
Get it. Shut the fuck up.
Like, I didn't give a damn. He busted through and you saved your life. Like, let's just leave it at that.
I feel like every time somebody tries to go to an explanation of how shit works in this show, they should just be like, shut the fuck up. You're fucking... I won't say it all the way.
That was... Well, all right.
I didn't say it.
Terrifying, though.
I know. I was trying to be... You're a fucking...
Oh, my God. Jesus.
Do you like horror ASMR? Is that what you want? Is that what you want to hear? For fucking disgruntled grunts and groans and...
Oh, we haven't even talked about,
What billionth other thing we haven't talked about in this anime?
What?
What billionth other thing we haven't talked about in this
the
anime?
dude that's got the volcano head ass.
Like, he fucking, like, appears
What
like
is that dude's name?
I don't know, but he gets his ass beat, and then he gets
Well, I
put-
know that the volcano dude is Gojo or Jogo.
Jojo?
Jogo.
Bizarre Adventure?
Jogo. Yes, Jogo. High grade Cyclops.
Yeah. Then he fucking sets that whole cafe on fire. That was a neat little scene, but it was like...
That was wild.
Yeah.
Like...
It was like that was like if that was a moment where like the blend of horror and comedy kind of went together, it worked somewhat in that scene because everyone's fucking getting lit up because his like curse energy is expanding, and so the whole cafe erupts into flames, killing everyone. I'm like, that's aggressive, but they're like having a normal conversation between him and like...
Well, I'm talking about like the leader dude. What the hell's his name?
Oh,
The dude with the little...
I know you're talking about. He looks like a pale like Ansem from like Kingdom Hearts. That's what he looks like.
Kind of does.
Yeah, he does have the gray hair. He has like black hair or whatever. Edgelord McGillicuddy.
Edgelord.
Yeah, fucking that's what good fucking him and Mahito. Him and Mahito are fucking edgelords.
Oh, they really are.
100%.
Dear Lord.
Yeah, just
Like, the entire fight with Mahito was just literally him just being like, wow, this is incredible.
Oh wow,
He's
he's
so
the
sadistic
pain.
for it.
I
He's
listened
like,
to
you-
Blood on the Dance Floor.
Oh, no. Oh, Lord, have mercy on my soul.
Fucking busted. What's up, Budget Onision? That's how he should have opened it. That fight.
Jesus.
He shows up in the suit and like bulletproof. That photo's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it's so bad.
It's so cringe. Much like Mojito.
Yeah,
Gets cringy.
yeah. And then he gets away in the end.
Oh god, I did genuinely want Itadori to kill him. Because that'd be nice, because I was kind of over his character at that point. I was like, he's fucked up enough shit. I kind of just want him dead.
He talked so much. He talked that entire fight. I was like, these characters just really talk too much. Just shut up and fight.
Shut up.
And then like and then you could tell when like he figured out that Itadori could actually like make him bleed, which meant that he was hitting his soul. He was just like enthralled by it. He was like, this man,
He
he
about
can
to-
touch my soul.
He was about to
like,
he's about to get to fucking Homeboy and Yuri on Ice levels of like.
it got like, he can touch my soul.
He says, I'm gonna come. Right in the middle
You
of
can
the
see the shape of my soul.
You see the shape of my soul. Oh my god. I'm gonna pre. I'm waiting for somebody to go up to that wall. Just go boom, boom, boom. I'm like, shit, sorry. I was gonna pre, man. What do you want from me?
What do you want from
What do you want from me? I'm gonna pre.
I don't care. You know how many times I gotta listen to them fight? So.
Yeah. How long were we at this point?
We just hit the hour mark.
Oh, we did? Oh.
But, we need a little extra. I mean, maybe not. I don't know.
I don't know. It kind of depends on how I feel about it. I think we kind of just got boiled down my feelings on it. It's
not enough has happened in it.
not enough. So much has happened in it, but not enough has happened in it. You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of info.
But no, it's like you get a burrito and it's like stuffed, right? Like you see the burrito, like, oh shit, that's a fucking thick burrito. My God, I can't want to dive into that thing. And it's all rice. There's nothing wrong with rice. But come on, man. You can't add some pico de gallo. You can't add some jalapenos. You can't add
get a meat.
Get some meat or vegetarian. Listen, man. Respect our vegetarian people. Maybe you want some like
You need a protein of some sort.
tofu. I don't know if tofu would be good in a burrito. Maybe it is. Find out.
Vegans put tofu in everything.
Oh yeah. Fucking everyone. You know what? If one thing Teen Titans got correct in anything, Beast Boy is 100% every vegetarian ever. Tofu everything.
Yeah.
Tofu everything. Yeah, there's a layer of it's crammed stuff in those 13 episodes, but in the way it's presented and the information you receive, it's not presented in the best way, and it doesn't have a lot of substance to it, which is fine. Like if you're into like some more of the action stuff, you're just gonna kind of go to set piece to try and go to those different scenes and those well animated action scenes and everything like that. Go nuts for donuts. Like it's cool looking, but like. In between that, you're just sitting. I get frustrated when I'm like trying to like enjoy the combat or whatever, and then it's like, oh, he used his fucking big dick technique, and then I fucking
His what?
his big dick technique, and then he snorted, and I was like, oh yeah, my snort technique's better than yours. Oh, yeah, yeet, motherfucker. Oh.
Are you okay?
No, I'm not. I'm never okay. I'm never fucking okay, man. There's a lot of things. I'm not turning our Jujutsu Kaisen episode into my therapy session, but man.
Okay, well. Oh Lord.
I'm not wasting that on the fucking Jujutsu Kaisen's half a season episode.
Oh my God. Jesus. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how much more, like, I hope things just, like, I would like to think that the rest of the season is when, like, all of this detail that's been thrown at you, like, starts to make sense.
Right. Well, so, like, either that or, like, here's my thing. It's kind of like, if I'm going to use a general example for people who don't watch anime or, like, just getting into anime or whatever, and you're in, like, nerd culture and everything like that, it's like the first season of Star Trek Next Generation. First season of Star Trek Next Generation sucks. It's bad. And so you go into, like, people tell you, like, hey, like, usually watch, like, the second or third season. It gets better. It's in certain times, it's worth it. I don't know if it's going to be worth it in this show. Like,
I'll probably still watch it because I hate leaving things half watched. But
yeah, I might do it, and then like
I want to watch the Russian dub. I want to hear this in Russian. There's like a Russian
Comrade.
There's a Russian dub. There's a German dub.
Yeah.
I just want to listen to it in these other languages.
I mean, German dub probably sounds angry. Like,
but also, I just want to say I have hit or miss with this English dub. Some of the characters I love, a lot of them I don't.
Is Steve Bloom in this? Because I think he plays the corporate guy. It sounds like Steve Bloom.
Is it?
Yeah, which I probably why I liked him a little more because I like Steve Bloom as a voice actor. Even though he kind of does the same voice here and there.
Wait, what? Where am I?
We probably do like a light Spike, not more like his Wolverine. His Wolverine's a little more gruff.
Oh, I'm on the wrong
You're on the
staff page. That's why. No, it's David Vincent as the English.
I don't know the fuck.
But I want to say that Sukuna, Japanese, that voice actor, the minute I heard him, I was like, oh my God, this is one of my favorite Japanese voice actors of all time. I even had to like look up his list of stuff because I just had to, I've heard his voice so much because he's played a lot of characters that I really, really love. But it's, I really don't want to screw up his name, but Junichi Suwabe? Somewhere along that line.
Man.
He's got one of the longest running freaking, like, if you just look at, this is his filmography. Oh, nope, okay.
Shit. Press the button. There you go.
Rude.
Getting cucked over here. Okay, slow. There you go. Slow it down. There you go. Cool. That's a lot. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Can I see that real quick? I want to see.
And then we're in video games.
Video games? He's in video games?
He's in all, like, this man, he's played so many of my favorite characters. He even played one of my favorite characters in Trinity Blood, and, like, not many people know Trinity Blood.
Oh, shit.
He played Kane, but his voice is just, chef's kisses.
Chef's kiss.
It's amazing. It's absolutely incredible. But,
Chef's kiss.
but yeah, so I just wanted to give him a shout out because he
Okay.
deserves it. I love him so much.
Oh, Prince of Tennis.
Yeah, he also was in Blood Plus, which is another highly underrated anime.
Most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, he was in the 2005 3D anime classic Final Fantasy VII Avatar.
Yep, that he was.
He's definitely out of the two. Between the English dub and the Japanese dub, the Japanese dub is way better because you don't get lines like "you meanie." That's a line said in Final Fantasy VII Advent Children. A fucking that anime that beautifully animated, bloated as fuck. You want to talk about bloated shit? Final Fantasy VII, yeehaw! But you know.
We've gone on so many side tangents.
Yeah, because like there's nothing else to fucking talk about Jujutsu Kaisen.
But also, just saying about this particular voice actor, he plays two characters that I absolutely love in two different reverse harems. Reverse. And he does some of the singing. Oh no, he did. He's in 3 of the reverse harems that I watched, and he did some of the singing in one particular one.
We don't want to hear about your spice shit you watch.
Hey, I know there's people out there. There's people out there that know what Brothers Conflict is, and
Oh, he's in Nana.
yeah,
Okay, that makes No, he's in a bunch of.
like literally, he's everywhere. He's
There's a
amazing.
character in Black Butler called Undertaker.
Yes, I'm gonna. You don't know him? Oh my God, he's absolutely incredible.
I never watched Black Butler, so I was like Undertaker, fucking like he's about to tombstone somebody.
He's literally he is an Undertaker. So, but he like when you go and talk to him, the only way you can like get anything from him is because he's a Reaper.
Okay.
But the only way you can get like information from him is if you can make him laugh.
Aw.
And Sebastian is like one of the only people that can make him laugh, and it's like hysterics.
He plays Dandy in Space Dandy. Okay. All right, this dude's had a fucking.
He's got an amazing career.
Yeah. Oh, new Initial D, the movie.
Yeah. He also was Greed in Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh. Two twin stars exorcist. Fucking. There's some. Japan, you got some wild names out here. He played Victor Nikita.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I see why you say he's in your harem animes and reverse harem animes.
Well, Yuri on Ice is definitely not that, but
Well, I know, but like he clearly he can play. Yes, very well.
yes, he does. It's amazing. That voice is velvety smooth. Velvety smooth. Oh. Did you not watch any of it in the Japanese? Because you need to go, like, find an episode,
No,
find a part where Sukuna's talking, and listen to it
Okay.
in Japanese.
Okay.
And that, like, his voice is so good for that particular type of character that when I heard the English, which obviously the English actors, like, I don't have anything against
okay.
them.
They're
But
fine.
man, there's just something about his voice for that particular type of malevolent, just really dark character that it is just.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like like I said about the fucking watching it, like I was painting models and all this stuff, so like listening it watch like painting and then listening / watching and all that stuff helped kind of get through the process of watching it. So like that's why I didn't really invest into the Japanese. I'll listen to it a little bit just to get some better, get the voice acting. I generally Pinky, I prefer sub over dub.
I do too.
But because a lot of American voice acting gets cringy every
Yeah,
once
it
in a
really
while.
does.
Yeah, like it's gotten better. But like if you watch some like older anime, like that good old VHS Suncoast anime, your Fist at the North Star and shit and everything, like there is some cringy voice work. Cringy
Yeah,
voice work.
like the Japanese voice actors just do things. And granted, now there are definitely some cringy Japanese voice acting out there too, but it's all the percentage is way smaller.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes. Quite right. Fucking, it's like, well, the weird one I think for everyone is like Dragon Ball with fucking Goku being the same voice actress for like a millennia because she's been doing the same voice since Dragon Ball, and then
Yeah.
instead of getting a older gentleman to play Goku, they're just like, "Do you just want to keep playing him?" Like, yeah, sure, why not? And then like now, like I love playing Dragon Ball Fighters and then watching other people play it, and then they're like playing their Japanese, like, oh, that's right, fucking Goku sounds like a girl for some reason. But then like they kept it consistent because I think Vegeta is also played by a voice actress as well. Like some of the Saiyans
Yeah,
are still
I think
played
so.
by females for some reason. I don't know why. They just keep it some reason just to keep it consistent.
I mean, I see that, and that always baffled me because I'm used to it when it's like supposed to be like a really sweet, innocent, like male character. They'll do female voice actors for.
Yeah.
Why they did it for them, I don't fully
I
understand.
guess she was just in it to win it, or maybe she was just smart about her contract, and she was like, "I'm here forever, boys. Give me that DBZ money.
Ain't never gonna go away.
I'm never going away." She outlived Bulma too.
Yeah,
Yeah, good for her.
good for her.
Good for her.
Good for her.
Bless.
Proud of you. Good for you.
Good bless. So yeah, that basically sums up how much we give a shit about Jujutsu Kaisen.
That went off on a whole.
Yeah. If you like it, more power to you. We're not here to like completely.
I still want to cosplay as Mahito because I just think he's a really cool looking character.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool like visual stuff and everything like that, and here and there. But like overall, like burrito full of rice. That is my summation of this anime. Like
Burrito.
burrito. Kiro Benito burrito.
Jesus.
Jump on that trampoline. On that's a deep. If you like your J-pop influenced pop bands, some Kiro Benito.
Well, all right.
On that note, we appreciate you all for watching this episode. Next up for this month will be Rob Zombie's album name. I forget the name of it because I can't fucking remember what it is. But in terms of anime, the next one we're gonna do for summer, we got a wild one for you, which we're still working on.
Yeah.
It's gonna be some semblance of assemblies of beach episodes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm excited for that one.
It's gonna be. I am too. I think it'll be fun to not have to like analyze an entire storyline, but to just analyze the ridiculousness of a beach episode. Like,
I'm excited for the theming.
oh yeah. Oh, it's great.
All right. On that note,
He just wants to put sunscreen on his face awkwardly.
mind if I zink your sniffer? That's from The Simpsons. That planet.
I haven't heard that. I missed that episode.
Oh, it's Bart becomes a Boy Scout. It's a great episode. Anyway, I'm gonna make that joke a lot.
Hell, all right.
Thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you guys in 2 weeks, or 2 weeks, something like that. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.